Hello guys, hello friends, welcome back to the channel, BedirKM2 here. First of all, I wish all of you a happy new year. I hope this year brings you happiness, health, peace and good times with your loved ones. My friends, I have previously made many critical comments and videos about World of Tanks. Among all my criticisms, the three most important topics were cheats, RNG and matchmaking settings. I tried many times to explain that these systems actually exist to keep the game alive and sustainable. As you may remember, I already have videos on these topics. I explained that wargaming collects a huge amount of data while we play the game, and then prepares matches for us based on that data. As examples, I mentioned win and lose streaks, whether you have premium status, and how much money you spend in the game. As a programmer and a teacher, I was already fully aware that this is exactly how such systems must work. Many people agreed with me, and in fact, they indirectly proved that my thoughts were correct. However, there are still some people who insist that the game is completely fair and balanced. They fail to understand that the game is constantly analyzing us. They genuinely believe that if they just play well enough, they will always win. Now, I want to show you a video which is not about World of Tanks. Please, let's watch it first.
This game is trash. I won 3 games in a row, and now I've been absolutely destroyed for an hour. The matchmaking is broken.
It's not broken, Stewie. It's working exactly as coded. You're just a victim of EOM.
EO what?
Engagement Optimized Matchmaking. Most people think games use SPMM, skill-based matchmaking, where it pairs you with people of your exact skill level.
Yeah, fair fight. That seems how it should work.
But fair fights are bad for business. If you win too much, you get bored and log off. If you lose too much, you rage quit.
So what does the code do?
It optimizes for retention, not fairness. The algorithm analyzes your churn risk. If it thinks you're about to quit, it deliberately puts you in a bot lobby or an easy match to give you a dopamine hit.
And if I soft winning?
The code flags you as satisfied and throws you into a match against semi-pros. To humble you, it forces a win-loss-loss-win pattern.
So the game decides the outcome before the match even starts?
Statistically, yes. It's manipulating the difficulty curve to keep you on the hamster wheel as long as possible.
Well, screw the math. I'm built different. This isn't gonna stop me winning.
Stewie, the algorithm just matched you against a 14-year-old on Adderall. You aren't the player anymore. You're just a clip for his montage.
I wanna repeat again, this video is not specifically about World of Tanks. It actually explains the logic behind almost all free-to-play games. Even an average programmer can explain how free-to-play systems work. The video talks about 2 different matchmaking systems, skill-based matchmaking and engagement-optimized matchmaking. So let's take a look. Skill-based matchmaking. Players are matched based on skill ratings. The goal is fair and balanced matches. Win rates usually hover around 50%. So how does EOMM works? The system does not only look at how well you play, it also considers your recent win and lose streaks, the probability that you will quit the game after a match, your daily and weekly playtime, your tilt threshold, do you stop playing after losing too much, your spending behavior like Battle Pass, Premium, Tanks or etc. Whether you are a new player or a returning one. Based on all this, the system will ask one simple question. Will this player play one more match? Typical EOMM scenarios. If you lose for a long time, suddenly weaker opponents, a match that makes you feel overpowered, and a morale boost. Or if you win too much, suddenly much stronger enemies, weaker teammates, forced losses for balance. If you are new or returning, intentionally easy matches, designed to hook you back into the game. At this point, you might be asking, if everyone is balanced like this, how do some people still have more than 60% win rate? This is a very good and critical question. If EOMM pushes everyone towards 50%, how do some people reach 60 or 65% win rate? The answer is not short, but it's very clear. The system does not equalize everyone. It keeps the majority with certain thresholds. EOMM does not treat everyone equally. The main goal of EOMM is simple: to prevent the average players from quitting the game. Players with 45% to 55% win rate, the main target. If you are a player with more than 60% or lower than 40% win rate, a minority, a tolerable exception for the system. Why? Because they already won't quit. They are useful for in-game economy and prestige. They create the illusion that good players always win or bad players always lose. For example, players with 60% win rate are the ones who can break the EOMM. They all share common traits: extremely high match impact, consistent 3k or 5k damages, guaranteed 2 or 3 kills, ability to turn a match alone. EOMM operates under this assumption: if this player gets a bad team, they will lose. But a 60% win rate player proves otherwise. Even with a bad team, I can still win. Tank and role selection is absolutely critical in this point, and timing manipulation is also extremely important and often overlooked. Time selection like late night hours or weekday daytimes or non-event, non-tournament periods is very important. 60% win rate players play match carrying tanks, and not fun tanks but result oriented tanks they play. But 50% win rate players, they play everything, leave the outcome to RNG, play in whatever the team does mode. Tilt management is very important. 60 win rate players stop after 2 or 3 bad matches. They give a break or they totally don't play the game for one day. Can feel when the system is closed today. But 50% players, they keep playing tilted for 10 more matches, exactly what EOMM wants. The system looks at the long term. 100 or 1000 matches is important for EOMM, not for 5 games. 60% players, they play in sessions. They don't extend losing streaks, they protect their statistics. Remember this, a very clear mathematical truth. In a single match, average player can impact 6 or 8%, good player can impact 10 or 12%, and very good player can impact 18 or 25% impact maximum. EOMM cannot balance anything above 10% impact. That's why 60% win rate can beat the system. 70% win rate will crush the system. But not everyone. Not everyone can go more than 60%. Not everyone is pulled to 50%. Only those who cannot break the system get stuck there. So, in conclusion, please stop telling me that this game is fair, equal, and purely skill-based. Please don't try to explain to a programmer how a program works, ignoring the logic that exists in every free-to-play game and defending it as if it doesn't exist is honestly childish and naive. Believing that matchmaking is completely fair is like believing that sports leagues are perfectly clean or that Santa Claus is real. Everyone knows sports leagues are manipulated and Santa Claus doesn't exist. We shouldn't lie to ourselves. Thank you very much for watching. By the way, can you recommend any games to me? I enjoy all kinds of games, especially survival games or strategy games. I'm looking forward to your suggestions. And you know, I read all comments. Please leave me a comment and think about subscribing. Thank you for watching again and again. I hope to see you soon, and goodbye.